Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. My name is Rimpi and I post travel and event related videos on this channel with my husband Shisho. So few days ago we had traveled to North Goa with our family for 3 days and we have vlogged about it as well. So we wanted to break down the entire cost of traveling to Goa for 3 days so that if you're traveling to Goa for the first time, you can get an idea about the cost and where to take the cars, where to stay, and all that stuff. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, first and foremost thing, where did we travel from to Goa? So, we traveled from Hyderabad to Goa, and if you're staying near Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Mumbai, the cost will be around the same bracket. So there are four ways of traveling from Hyderabad to Goa. One is by flight, one is by train, one is by road, and one is by bus. So first let's talk about the flight. We went to Goa via flight from Hyderabad and we landed at Mopa airport. Now if you're staying near to the North Goa, it would be wiser if you take a flight to the Mopa airport because Mopa airport is nearer to the northern part of Goa. There is another airport in Goa which is called the Dabolim airport, which is maintained by Air Force, and it is in South Goa actually. So the distance between Dabolim airport and that of North Goa, paths like Anjuna, Vagator, it will be quite far, around 2.5 to 3 hours journey. But from Mopa airport, it will be around 1 to 1.5 hours of journey. The cost of the flight per person was around 5,500 for us. Even though the flight fare is going to vary based on the season, the time of the week, the time of the year, and even the time of the day, and even the airline that you choose. But however, it will be around 4,000 to 6,000 if you are traveling from Hyderabad to Goa. Now coming to the bus option, you can book a bus via the Red Bus app and the bus fare will be around 1,500 to 2,500 depending on when you are booking it and the availability. Now coming to the train option, if you take a train from Hyderabad to Goa, you will have to arrive at the Vasco da Gama railway station and the train fare will be around 1,000 to 2,000 if you're taking the AC coach. If you're taking the slipper coach, then it will be around 400 to 500. If you're taking your car from Hyderabad to Goa, it is going to be quite an exhausting drive because the distance between Hyderabad to Goa is around 700 kilometers and you have to drive for around 14 to 15 hours. Now coming to the conveyance in Goa, you cannot access Uber or Ola in Goa. There is one app which you need to download before coming to Goa, which is Goa Miles. So you can, Goa Miles over there is actually acting like Uber and Ola over there. So you can book Goa Miles from there. One thing is that there is a concept of union over there. So the Goa Miles people will not pick you up from places where there is a taxi stand. So you will have to speak to the Goa Miles, Goa Miles driver. They can actually inform you whether the Goa Miles will be available from there or not. As for us, we had booked Goa Miles from Mopa airport to Anjuna and the cab fare was around 1,300 for us. So if you're traveling by bus, the bus will drop you at a place called the Mapusa and you can actually get plenty of taxis from there to your hotel or your stay, or you can actually book self-driving cars from Mapusa itself or a two-wheeler from Mapusa itself. Now in Goa there will be plenty of options for you to book self-driven cars or a two-wheeler. Generally a two-wheeler will take 600 to 700 per day and a four-wheeler will take around 1,200 to 3,000 per day depending on the type of car that you're choosing. And one tip when you are choosing self-driven cars or two-wheelers, if you're traveling by bus, then take it from Mapusa because in Mapusa the rent is comparatively lower. If you're taking the self-driven cars or the two-wheelers from places like Anjuna, Vagator, it's going to cost you a little higher than what you will get in Mapusa. Now coming to our stay, we had stayed at an Airbnb and we had paid around 24,000 for a 2 BHK apartment for 3 days. Of course, I will link the Airbnb URL in our description box. I will have all the links given in our description box for you to check out. And the Airbnb cost depends on the type of apartment you are choosing or the place that you're choosing. So the Airbnb in which we stayed was in a grand location, because it was very close to Anjuna and everything was very nearby. Just across the Airbnb there was a supermarket and there were plenty of food options as well. There was Fat Fish, there was KFC, there was Domino's, there was Naturals ice cream, you name it. So the location was superb for us, and also it came with amazing amenities like a children's park, a children's swimming pool, an adult swimming pool, and and it was one of the best Airbnbs that we had stayed. One tip for you, if you're traveling on the weekdays, then the cost of the Airbnb will be much less. You will actually get good villas at a much lower price. But if you're traveling on the weekends, then the price will be slightly higher. If you're traveling on the peak season from November to December, it's going to be quite higher. But apart from that, I would suggest that you choose Airbnb over hotels, because hotels are quite costly in Goa. Also, if you're traveling alone, then it would be wiser for you to choose hostels or hostels, because they give you dorm beds, and those dorm beds are amazing actually. Also, you can also get private rooms as well, and the cost will be around 600 or 700 per day if you're going for dorm beds, or if you're choosing a private room, then it will be around 1200 to 1500 per day. If you're choosing hotels, then I would suggest go with hotels which are nearer to Kalingut and Baga Beach, because the hotels over there is comparatively lower, not very low, but comparatively the prices are lower than that of Anjuna or Vagabond. Coming to the food part, there are plenty of options in Goa. So if you're choosing the beach shacks, then the price of the food will be comparatively lower. But if you're going with cafes like Purple Martini, Pisco by the Beach, Aura, these are the cafes which are quite fancy and they have covered charges. And honestly, they give you the best views, the sunset view and the sea view. So you actually pay for the ambience as well as the view. But I would suggest go with the beach shack, because the vibe is amazing over there. And again, food is dependent on the cafes that you choose and the place that you're in. Some of the suggestions are here. The important thing is that you will have to pay parking fee everywhere you go. So if you go to the Chapora Fort, you will have to pay a parking fee of 100. If you go to Aguada Fort, you will also have to pay some parking fee. If you go to Morjim Beach, you will have to pay a parking fee. The parking fees is around 100 to 200. So be ready for that. So for us, we had stayed in an Airbnb in Anjuna. We had gone to cafes like the Pisco by the Beach, Mango Tree, then several beach shacks, and we had rented a four-wheeler as well for 3 days, and our total cost came down to 61,000 for 6. Now this 61,000 does not include the flight fares, and also the 6 people includes 2 kids as well. But since they also need their own space and their own full plate of food, so they should be considered as full-grown people as well. That's it. I hope you guys like this video. If you found this video informative, then please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. And we will have all the links in our description box, and also we will also give you an idea of all our costs in our description box. Hope you like this video, and that is it for today's video. In our next video. Till then, bye-bye.